In his more than 20 years as a trial judge, Taylor presided over more than 500 jury trials, including the state trial of the Oklahoma City bombing case. Taylor has been honored with a number of distinctions and awards throughout his career, including the Oklahoma Bar Association Award of Judicial Excellence, the OU Regents Alumni Award, the induction into the Oklahoma Hall of Fame, and the Oklahoma State University Hall of Fame. He is also a member of the OU College of Law Board of Visitors. In December of 2016, after nearly 33 years of judicial service to Oklahoma, he retired from the Oklahoma Supreme Court. The first comment is from OU Regent Clay Bennett, and here are his comments. I don't think I know anyone as grounded, stable, honest, loyal, and committed to Oklahoma as Steve Taylor. He cares about people and their well-being for who they are. He sees everyone as equals and truly cares about their lives. He is smart as a whip and is always in real time with information and opinion. We share our love and passion for Oklahoma, and it is always fun to express our respective views on the issues of the day. Pretty funny, but we almost always are on the same page despite very different political origins. Only in Oklahoma. However, we do have two very distinct views on the Bedlam game. The love and passion we probably share the most is all things Thunder. He is a big part of the Thunder family, attending most every game in his seat, which he has held every day since day one. He spends time in the family room before the game and at halftime, where he has become a meaningful fixture for family members of players, coaches, and staff. He takes time to provide thought, counsel, and good humor for those important people who are now making Oklahoma their home, and they consider him a very good friend. He is a trusted friend, advisor, and mentor to me, and I am forever grateful for our relationship. Dean Andy Coates' comments, edited. Steve Taylor is one of the finest and most accomplished men I've ever known. He is a true gentleman in every sense of the word. He served with distinction in the Marine Corps, was a first-class practicing lawyer, a good mayor of McAllister, one of the very best trial judges our state judicial system has ever produced, and most importantly, Justice of the Oklahoma Supreme Court. When I was president of the Oklahoma Bar, we thought making the retention ballot effective for trial judges was a good idea. Steve, who was the chair of the Oklahoma Judicial Conference, came before the Board of Governors to express the opposition of the trial judges to the proposal. He said, and these are Andy's words, unlikely to justices. He said, we don't mind running against any son of a bitch in our counties. We just don't want to run against no. The proposal never got off the ground. Then we cut a lot out, and he concluded. He concluded with, I know of no one more deserving of this very important recognition than Steve Taylor. That's the best I could do with what you had. Much more appropriately, former Governor Brad Henry, his comments, my dear friend Justice Stephen Taylor is well known for his composed command of the courtroom, his diligent attention to detail, and his amazing legal acuity. Indeed, few have matched the extraordinary excellence of Justice Taylor's lengthy judicial career, spanning from the trial court to the highest appellate bench in the state. However, it is his steadfast commitment to service, to the service of others, that stands out in my mind. As I often say, service is the rent you pay for the space you occupy. Stephen Taylor has paid and continues to pay his rent many times over. He is the quintessential public servant. Bless you, my friend, if only we had more like you. Justice Taylor, these are my comments. I'm not going to edit these, Andy, because they're all clean. Justice Taylor is a faithful friend of the college, and we started, the very first time I took this position, I asked Justice Taylor and I asked Judge Thompson to introduce me to the bar. because then you were a role model, that you remain today. And every single convocation, our first year white coat ceremony that we have for our incoming class during what Judy called Zero Week, at every one of those, except for one, when he couldn't make it, personal reasons, Justice Taylor, along with President Bourne, have been there to welcome the incoming class without fail. And he leaves an impression every single time. And he has few words, but all of the words are meaningful, which obviously stands in stark contrast to others of us. But one of the things that he says that sticks with everyone that hears it, and that he tells every class, that is so important for young lawyers, and all lawyers for that matter, is to love justice more than you love victory. You are a hero. You have served this country. You have served this state. You have served the bench and the bar, engaged in public service. You are a true friend. He does so many things to help our students, from scholarship to mentorship. You are a dear friend. And we are honored to have you inducted into the order. And at this time, I'm going to ask Michael Nash, a 3L student, to come to the stage. Michael Nash is one of our student leaders. He's a 3L. He is the editor-in-chief of the Oklahoma Law Review. He has participated on a national qualifying moot court team for 2 years in a row. He served on the Board of Advocates and was a Dean's Leadership Fellow. After taking the bar exam this summer, he'll move to Washington, D.C. to work for the Department of Justice's Antitrust Division as part of the DOJ's honor program. If you would, Justice Taylor, please come to the front.
Dean Harris, thank you very much. I first must thank my friends who spoke up for me tonight. Clay Bennett, who is my loyal and trusted friend. Could not ask for a better friend than Clay Bennett. Governor Henry, he appointed me to the Supreme Court. He changed my life. And every time I see him, I say thank you. Thank you, Governor. And Andy Coates. I've known Andy Coates for 37 years. And he taught me that you can love the law and love public service and have a pretty good life. Tonight we're here, I believe, to celebrate the College of Law and what it's done for all of us, because we all got our start and we learned to love the law, to be servants of the law, and to respect the rule of law at the College of Law. I love lawyers. I love what we do. I love our profession, what it's meant to this country. But I want to center for a moment the courtroom. Courtrooms all over this country, judge on the bench, lawyers at the counsel table, witness in the witness stand, jury in the box. It happens every day all over this country. And I believe it is beautiful. And I believe it's a work of art. Just as beautiful as any painting in any museum, just as beautiful as any symphony in a concert hall. What happens in courtrooms all over this country every day. I had that experience many times in the courtroom. One that I will mention in the Oklahoma City bombing case. History tells us that the motive for the bombing of the Murrah building was that McVeigh and Nichols hated our government. At the time of sentencing, I told the defendant, it's ironic that the government you hate so much is the government that's big enough and good enough and strong enough to give you a fair trial. That's what lawyers do and what judges do. And it's why I love this profession. We all have to dedicate ourselves to be servants of the law, to uphold the rule of law. I've tried to do it every day of my professional life, and I'm not finished.